morning.
Good
the
morning.
sun is shining.
The halo. Okay, just because I'm coming, I'm not going to start.
We're not going to start with comedy.
But I do it normally, right?
We're at camp. Every now and then, I think they spray manure.
Manure?
Mm-hmm.
Do you smell?
Mm-hmm. Every now and then.
Really?
But it might be your... Just kidding. Anyway, let's go.
Chapter 16.
Chapter 16. First of all, we didn't do our normal. Our last chapter was about... okay, so the last chapter was about Faulkman, who is the... Is he an editor or a publisher? What do you call him? The person that gets the book and that had it stolen.
That guy is called Jonas. Is it Jonas Faulkman?
Yeah. But,
yes.
like, what type of person is that you send your book to? Is that a...
He's the editor. The publisher.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, basically there, him and Alex, who was in charge of security, is trying to recover and find this hack.
The manuscript. Someone hacked into the files. And he has only one copy. But he also has a copy, right? The physical
First of all, thank God he has a copy, because if he wouldn't have had that hard copy, he'd be shit out of luck.
And now he decided to get the copy and leave the building. So that's going to work.
Yes. And now it looks like we're going to be back to Robert Langdon. Who, if I think, was taken to a police station or something.
Yeah.
So,
he has been kind of forcefully imprisoned or kept under custody. I think they call it under custody.
Right. But in their defense, if somebody said that they did all that just because of a dream, you would think they were whack. I would think they were wacky too.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Correct. So, chapter 16. Wedged into the back seat of the Skoda Octavia sedan, which I assume is a type of car.
It's a car, yeah.
Robert Langdon felt boxed in. In front of him, Captain Jansenik had rammed his own seat as far back as possible, and Langdon now had his knees to his chest, fending off mounting claustrophobia. The vents were blowing stiflingly hot air mixed with the captain's cigarette smoke, and Langdon was glad he had worn only his Dale sweater and not his bulky Patagonia puffer.
I don't know.
This Jansenik does things to be assy.
He's a bit, right?
Yeah. Jansenik was on his phone again, talking in hushed Czech as the car raced southward along the banks of the Vltava.
The captain's
thick-necked driver was a 20-something lieutenant in a navy blue UZ, I think they call it UZ.
UZSI.
Yeah, jumpsuit and tilted military beret. He looked more...
Do you know how I would say beret? What is a beret? Beret?
Beret.
That's how you spell beret.
And anyway, those 4 letters, I think back earlier they said that the pronunciation of it is Uzi.
Uzi?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, we can say Uzi.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. You know, it's SI. They don't have that. Go.
He looked more like a bodybuilder or a professional wrestler than a law enforcement agent. He was now serpentining in and out of traffic with only one hand on the steering wheel, as if trying to impress his boss. As the car spread southward along the river of Masarykovo. Oh God, this word is going to be too hard. I don't understand all the things on the top.
I think this, you know what, if I probably...
Our language don't have that.
I know, I probably knew. It's just that can't remember, but I can still, right?
No, right.
I think it gives just a different sound, let's just say. And I can so assume if it's Z, right? Z. So it's Z, correct? So maybe if you have that diacritic, it's going to be G instead of the. Now, the R, it can be a difference between an R like R, right?
So it'd be Nabregi. Nabreg. I can't do
G.
my R's like
G.
that. Do you know that?
Nabregi.
I can't roll an R. Grr.
Yeah. That's, do you understand? But that's a guess. It's easy to find information on that. It just...
So, that was a river that we were trying to say. As the car sped southward along the river on Masarykovo Nabregzi,
Wow, we know.
Langdon felt nauseous and forced his gaze out the window into the open spaces. They had just passed a small island in the Vltava River on which stood the bright yellow Neo-Renaissance Zofin Palace, a stark contrast to the ancient palace. Prague's most famous ultra-modern structure was ahead on the left. The dancing house consisted of two small towers leaning into each other as if they were dancing. Architect Frank Gehry referred to his towers as Fred and Ginger, which seemed a stretch of imagination. But considering London's skyline now boasted the gherkin, the walkie-talkie, and the cheese grater, perhaps Prague's two dancing film stars would be considered a blessing. I didn't know London had the walkie-talkie and the cheese grater.
I don't know about those.
I heard of the gherkin, but not the cheese grater.
But you see how, I think it's just, to me, right? You can see that he's just, how do you say, stressing out the metaphorical mind. Do you understand? Initially, just because two things are like leaning against each other, touching in his mind, because it probably, how am I calling this? Like a fancy name that evokes Hollywood and imagination. And dance, like, because they're leaning. Right. They're not stable. It feels like they have movement. They're mid-action. Fred and Ginger. But then he says, like, this sounds absurd, that kind of. But it's so, we all acknowledge the gherkin.
They act like we should know Fred and Ginger. I don't.
And by the way, did you know the gherkin? I think it's because it would be weird to call the member. You understand? Because it looks like a big gherkin. So they prefer to call it the gherkin. I'm not sure.
I'm just asking, is that a term the British use for that?
Yeah. I know an expression like jerking, my gherkin. Something.
Oh no, I didn't know that. Okay. I didn't realize
Maybe
that.
I'm wrong, huh? Maybe I'm completely...
Well, we'll go with it.
Yeah, no, you
just
don't have to
kidding.
go check for yourself if you...
Langdon had been impressed by Prague's passion for art of the avant-garde.
Avant-garde.
Let's start over.
Avant-garde.
Langdon had long been impressed by Prague's passion for art of the avant-garde. Some of the world's most progressive
if I knew I was going, I would put my moisturizer bit. My skin must be super dry.
If you'd known we were going to go to the museum and the book.
I knew. No, I knew we were coming.
You were going to put.
But I forgot.
I'm fine. You must be putting several moisturizers on. Yeah.
We'll see.
Dude, is
I
there
put
an
some-
ashtray in there sitting?
Oh.
No,
I'll
right
just
there.
take it from you. It's
No, that's okay. I just thought my ashtray was right in the
no.
door.
I can take it.
That's fine. No.
In this airline, you have the right to everything, correct? So here is your ashtray.
Oh, wow.
Here's your cigarette service.
In this
This
airline,
is a smoking area for you.
I hope the next plane I get a 3-tiered stand like this with an ashtray.
You have your Mountain Dew. Would you like some warm nuts?
Yes.
I'm sorry we are today. We'll make sure. You have your coffee, you have your book.
That's rude to offer something
Is
and
the
not
company
have it.
bothering you? This is a no-nonsense policy.
I do
And
find
so if you see
I do find it.
any
Actually, we
passenger
do have
behaving
nuts in there.
inappropriately, please let us know. So, right?
Okay. Now that
So
we're
where were
going
we?
to the museum and he needed to get pretty for it, let's continue.
Go.
Langdon had been long impressed by Prague's passion for art of the avant-garde. Some of the world's most progressive collections were housed there at the Docks Center.
DOX.
Docks.
Docks.
Trade Fair Palace, and Museum Kampa. Unique to Prague, however, were its amateur pop-up installations that routinely materialized around the city. And for a few lucky ones, like the Lenin Wall and the hanging umbrella people, were so admired as to be adopted permanently. Professor Jansen had said, turning abruptly to face Langdon, causing his seat back to dig further into Langdon's knees.
I'll just stop right here. I heard all this. I assume it's normal when you're hearing about like a place that has like avant-garde art. That seems to be not current, more exotic, I would say, right? But it's beautiful. That all sounds beautiful. I think, oh my goodness, I would love to go to Prague and see all that. I could also YouTube, right, and see this. It's not the same. It's like you want to be there, right? Do you feel that? That
Yeah.
I would love
I wonder
to
if we
be
could
there.
go there on our headset.
No, you probably can, but you
Not
know,
the
it's a
same.
huge, I think, I can't accept. There's a huge difference between you being there and say, oh, look at the pop-up installations. Do you understand? They were not here. They materialized around the city. Oh, do you understand what I'm saying? This sounds like a normal thing, right? Normal reaction. Correct, I would say. But also I think it's to do with this, like, there's some sort of interaction. Let's go. The secret of secret that he's going to say. Go on.
Professor Jansen said, turning abruptly to face Langdon, causing his seat back to dig further into Langdon's knees. When we arrive at Crucifix Bastion, I will be separating you from Miss Solomon. I intend to question her without you present. I don't want you two coordinating your stories.
Okay, just one thing I have to say. Right? If ever this ever hit, anyone ever see this? If I publish, right? It's not all of them. There, it feels to me there is a suggestion of this guy, right? Being always very close to Tom Hanks, Robert Langdon, right? Always close, always. There's always like a proximity, like he's always on top of him, like he wants to keep him. But in you know, there is some sort of thing there, like a suggestion with this. And Langdon, like, what's going on? Why is he like this? Do you understand? Because he's foreign. Correct? He's from Prague. And I wonder if there is this kind of proximity mob between people in situations of tension. I don't know, right? If that's normal. Or for a foreign eye, looks a bit, you know, like, go on.
Our stories, Langdon repeated, trying to keep the irritation from his voice. Everything I told you is absolutely true. That is good to know. Then you have nothing to worry about. Jansenet had already spun around to face front. Langdon was concerned that Catherine's impending encounter with Jansenet The captain seemed to have made up his mind about the two Americans, or at least, very least, Catherine had somehow orchestrated this bizarre series of events for personal gain. Utter madness. Even so, no matter how many ways Langdon examined the situation, he saw no explanation for her dream foretelling the scene on Charles Bridge. She didn't tell anyone about her vision, and we went straight back to bed. The only remaining explanation is incomprehensible as Langdon found it, was that Catherine had experienced an actual precognitive dream and her own titanic premonition.
Look, before we continue, can we pause and then I'll make more coffee?
Ooh.
Hello, Cup. Come here, Cup. Do you want to show up on our podcast here?
Not recording.
We're just recording. It's live on Facebook.
Did you comb your hair for that?
Yes, he did.
Of course I did. You want me to have just like a hair all over? Excuse me.
What's going on? He's fixing his hair for Brian.
Tim. Good morning, Tim. Oh, we missed your breakfast, Tim. It was my fault.
Way to go. You blackballed from the list now.
Oh, you're not allowed to go anymore.
Now on my delivered here, I'm gonna make...
What's that?
He wants his delivered here from now on, he said.
We'll open your window. We're going to slide it right through the window for you.
It was good for Josh, because he needs to rest a little.
I slept till 11.
Yeah, he could have gone, but I think...
I was up early and then fell back asleep.
I was in bed by 9.
Wow.
I fantasized about your breakfast.
You fantasized about it?
Yes, I was saying, like,
what
wake
did you
me
have?
up. Huh? No, so wake me up on eggs. I knew I wasn't going to make it this morning, so let's just...
It wasn't early. 10 o'clock.
I know it wasn't early, Tim. You want to make me look even worse?
Yeah.
I really...
Yep.
Homemade potatoes.
Ooh.
Yippee eggs.
See what you missed, Valda?
Bacon. Good bacon this week. Wasn't as thick as the other stuff I had.
It's okay, I can't distinguish between good or bad bacon. It's good when I say very serious, isn't it, Kat? Like you don't know if I'm serious or not. We need to read.
Are you guys reading the same book?
Yeah.
You think we read and think
Who's
about
ahead?
it?
Well, I would be ahead, but
Because I like to think about what
Yeah.
the author is saying.
I like to think about what I
Yeah.
read.
yeah.
You read a paragraph, think about it a while, and then
Yeah.
go on.
I read the paragraph over again because you forgot what you read.
Sometimes we
It's
do.
deep thought here.
That's funny.
Let's go.
We're
She didn't tell anyone about her vision, and we went straight back to bed.
oh, okay. Yes.
Go.
Sorry. The only remaining explanation, as incomprehensible as Langdon found it, was that Catherine had experienced an actual precognitive dream, her own Titanic
Recognition. Let me kick this.
premonition.
Look, he got mad. You see? See
Excuse
wings.
me. The challenge for Langdon was that he had never believed in precognition. Throughout his career, he had encountered the subject in ancient texts, but had always
Oh, they should be here to listen.
dismissed the notion of clairvoyance, arguing that precognition by any name,
Any name.
prophecies,
See, here we go. It's the future prediction template. Let's see the names they have for it.
prophecy, soothsaying, augury,
Augury,
divination, astrology was his history's oldest delusion.
Delusion, because of delusion. Yeah, it's like Simpsons predict the future, and then
For as long as humans had been keeping track of the past, they had longed to see the future. Prophets like Nostradamus, the Oracle of Delphi, and the Mayan astrologers I skipped the line, have been revered as demigods.
demigods.
Even to this day, a steady stream of well-educated people consulted palm readers, fortune tellers, psychics,
It's a big business.
and modern-day
correct, I would say.
astrological guides. It is. Knowing the future is a human obsession. Langdon's history students often asked him about Nostradamus, arguably the most famous
I have to
seer of all
interrupt.
time.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I'm gonna light my cigarette again.
Okay. Because knowing the future is a human obsession. I would rephrase, right? It's okay, that's a stop. I would rephrase. That's the template of the mind. Knowing the future is just part of the human mind, of the human nature. Because say it's not just this, it doesn't work isolated. Knowing the future is probably there, how do you say mounted on another template, the template of survival. You need to survive. You need to be ahead. You understand?
No, right.
So it's not an obsession. It's just part. It's like breathing is a human obsession. You understand? It's the same thing. It's the same statement. It doesn't make sense, but if you do not phrase it like this, knowing the future.
Hello.
Hi there.
Good. How are you?
Knowing the future is a human obsession. Makes it more enticing. Oh yes, book, human obsession. Right? It's not. It's a run-of-the-mill thing. Everyone does it. When you wake up in the morning, you're probably obsessed about what's happening to me today, right? Knowing the future. Go on. Langdon's history students often asked him about Nostradamus, arguably the most famous seer of all time. The prophet's enigmatic poems seem to predict, among other things, the French Revolution, Hitler's rise, and the collapse of the World Trade Center. This is, right? That's right there. Langdon admitted to his class that a handful of of the prophet's quatrains contained what seemed like shocking references to future events, but he always reminded them that Nostradamus wrote copiously, cryptically, and commonly. Right? So there's a lot, obviously,
Correct.
I guess. So in the midst of a lot, you will find what you want. I would say,
Correct.
sometimes I think how I'm gonna talk about. It's not just me. People talk about this, but it's very just to remind the million or hundred monkeys typing, right? They type, and if you go random, you end up finding.
Well, correct, because he says that here if you keep reading. Yeah.
Yeah. So copiously, cryptically. So the more cryptical, the more room for interpretation. Correct? It's like, and commonly, I don't know. But I would say yes, prophecy. I believe in prophecy. Correct? At the same time, who is gonna really know what is distinguish what is prophecy from what is just a coincidence? There is no chance. No one's gonna be able to. So go on.
That was to say, the prophet wrote an copious collection of 942 separate poems using cryptic and ambiguous language, and predicted common events like wars, natural disasters, and power struggles.
I mean, that's not really difficult, right?
Correct.
Wars,
it's no surprise we see occasional points of congruence, Langdon told them. We all want to believe in magic or something beyond this world. So our minds often trick us into seeing things that are really not there. That are not really there.
Yeah. Confirmation of bias, that's what it is.
Right. To illustrate his point, every year Langdon began his freshman seminar by asking each student to submit his, her, or her precise date and time of birth. A week later, he handed everyone a sealed envelope with their names on it and told them he had given their birth information to a well-known astrologer and asked for readings. When the students opened their envelopes, they invariably gasped in disbelief at how accurate the astrologer's readings had been. Then Langdon told them to swap papers
do that thing
with another student.
Ow.
To their surprise, they learned that all the astrological readings had been distributed were identical. The readings simply felt accurate because they included common personal beliefs.
See?
You have a tendency to be critical of yourself. You pride yourself on being an independent thinker. You feel doubt at times that you have made the right decision. Langdon explained that eagerness to find personal truth in general statements was known as the Barnum effect.
The Barnum effect?
So known for the sideshow personality test that P.T. Barnum had employed to fool so many circuit goers into believing he had psychic powers. The UZ sedan swerved hard left, pulling Langdon from his thoughts.
Or not?
Go ahead.
It's basically, I would say, a lot of everything. It's basically everything taps into the same. Everything taps into the same. Everyone goes back to understanding how things work. So when you come in terms of behavior or things, whatever one person with a rational mind can observe and, how do you say, is it rationalized to its bare primordial form of expression, like war, right? War, it's a thing that you see in social, but you see at the personal level. So you see so you can say, you can say like, I see that you are in conflict with yourself. You can even read in a person's expression. You're not accepting this truth, right? If you go, this is the truth. You're not accepting this truth. You are in conflict with yourself. You can go right there. It's like a little, and then you can see that there are whole products. Everything kind of taps into that knowledge to sell or to extract money from people. There's always there's a good use and a bad use for that. It's knowledge, correct? It's knowledge of things. But usually it's used deceptively, right? Because it's just what it is. Some people take pride even in the deception, right? Oh,
No,
I'm a big
right.
deception person, right? I can fool people. And they're proud of that, and people like it, correct?
No,
people
absolutely.
love, oh, look,
right.
look what he can do. Go on. Thank you.
No, that's fine. We were at a changing
Yeah.
subject sentence changing. The Uzi sedan swerved hard left, pulling Langdon back from his thoughts as the car began ascending the vast wooded landscape of Salamanca Park, a sprawling public space on the outskirts of central Prague. High atop the hill, Langdon was just able to make out the stone rampart of Crucifix Bastion, perched on the ridgeline above them. He had never visited the small fortress, which had been in ruins for many years and had been renovated only fairly recently. But he now knew far more than he cared to know about the reconstruction, having been regaled relentlessly last night by the Bastion's proud new tenant, Dr. Brigitte Gessner.
Ah, so did she live there? New tenant.
Well, that's where her lab is, or was, or whatever. The Czech neuroscientist was on the board of the Charles University Lecture Series and had personally invited Catherine to be last night's presenter. After the lecture, Gessner had joined Catherine and Langdon for a drink in the hotel bar.
Hi there.
But rather than congratulating Catherine, Gessner had barely mentioned the brilliant lecture, boasting instead about her own work and her incredible new private lab. The Bastion is quite small, but it's a sublime little location for a research facility, Gessner had gushed. The old fortress sits atop a ridge with unparalleled views of the city, and its thick stone walls offer superb shielding from electromagnetic interference, making it ideal for my delicate work in neuroimaging.
Neuroimaging, right?
Yeah. Gessner went on to boast that her success in the field of brain imaging technology and neuroinformatic networks had given her total autonomy in her research, both financially and programmatically. Yeah. And now she spent her time working on whatever I damn well please in an extremely private setting. As the Uzi sedan emerged from the trees, the sight of the lab looming on the cliff brought with it an unexpected pang of concern for Catherine's safety. For some reason, Langdon felt a sudden sense of danger. He hoped it was not precognition.
He put another expression of concern about the future, precognition, the anxiety. Well, what is anxiety? It always evokes the idea of anxious about something that is about to happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's everything.
Enough of the explanation. Let's just read. Look at that. It's so pretty.
Chapter 17. We're back to Jonas, who is...
I could read a little, don't you think, maybe?
Yeah, Jonas is the editor.
Jonas the editor.
Who been hacked.
Let's see, is that a small one? So, oh, yes.
There's a couple
Jonas,
small ones.
Jonas Falkman, blue. blew in his cupped hands as he walked east along 52nd Street, which was deserted at this hour. Well, I can't be...
I'll act it out as you do.
Yes. It's deserted and you have the manuscript.
Yeah.
Right? The night was biting cold and the manuscript felt heavy in his backpack. Thankfully, the 24-hour FedEx office was just a block ahead, across 7th Avenue. But it is a long walk.
Yeah,
right?
it seems
because
like from what he's saying, he's acting like it's right across
just
the street,
a block
but he's been
ahead.
walking forever.
It's a big block.
Yeah.
There's buildings. Faulkman was still struggling to make sense of what anyone would target. Only Catherine's book. Come on, wasn't he like, this is revolutionary?
He should know that it
He
was
should,
sensitive
yeah.
info.
The PRH database contained countless other more obvious targets, guaranteed blockbusters by big-name authors on whom the PRH, what's PRH? You know? PRH database.
Yeah.
Bottom line depended. It made no sense. Faulkman was starting to wonder if maybe this hack was not book piracy at all, but rather something else. Maybe he doesn't not aware of the
And I do
importance.
think it is something. They're not interested. They're interested in destroying and killing.
It's strange that it moved like that.
Mm-hmm.
It was so far.
20 yards.
20 yards ahead of Faulkman, a black van had pulled to the curb and stopped.
That's right. Somebody's following them.
Idling, it's like curb crawling.
Mm-hmm.
Faulkman instinctively slowed, feeling uneasy on the empty street at this hour. A moment later, however, he realized his paranoia was misplaced. The van's driver hopped out. The van's driver hopped out, whistling happily and reading a clipboard. Without so much as a glance at Faulkman, he strode off in the opposite direction. Okay. He's gonna be dragging us into his like, oh,
I'm scared.
oh, it was just a frog who jumped.
Yeah, you're right.
Faulkman relaxed and continued past the van.
I made it. Okay.
There's no one inside the van,
Right.
He can trust. Up ahead, the departing driver stopped and looked up at the building numbers, checked the clipboard again, and turned around, walking back the way he had come. "Johnny," he called, toward the van. What was the address on that email? I don't see any Sovlaki restaurant here. It's 1 block further, Faulkman offered, pointing just past 7. Who is talking to him? The departing driver stopped.
There must be somebody else in the van. And he yelled to the person in the van, but Faulkman said there's it's down the street, just
okay.
past 7. Uh-oh.
Oh, he offered, right?
Yeah,
Pointing
guess
just
what's
past
gonna
7.
happen? Yeah.
He went to help.
Yes, but
Oh, you already know.
yeah.
From behind him, a fist collided with Faulkman's right kidney. And a black bag swooped down over his head. Before Faulkman could even process what was happening, 2 sets of powerful hands lifted him off his feet and heaved him into the van. He landed roughly on the hard floor. The impact knocking the wind out of him. The door slammed shut. and within seconds he felt the van accelerating rapidly. Gasping and unable to see, the terrified editor tried to catch his breath and take stock of his situation. Faulkner had edited enough thrillers to know what happened when a character was blindfolded and thrown into the back of a van. It was never good. Ooh.
Oh, Bella, you gotta stop.
Man.
I have.
Yeah, we will.
Stop. I have.
Some.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
Didn't see she scratching that much.
After this chapter, we'll. Yeah. 3 blocks away.
I'll stop it.
That's okay. 3 blocks away in Random House Tower, Alex Conan had now dialed all of Faulkner's contact numbers, office, home, cell, but had failed to get any answer anywhere. All these people are going to be
It was very obvious, but that's,
Where the hell did he go? We're in the middle of a crisis. Faulkner, it seemed, had simply turned off his phone and wandered out into the night, perhaps to On the Rocks, a nearby whiskey bar frequented by neurotic editors trying to calm their nerves at all hours of the night. So far, Alex had made no headway identifying the hackers. He had combed through the wreckage.
But I can just tell you again, before they call all the numbers, someone at this point should say, where was he? Who did he talk last?
Mm-hmm.
Where was he heading at? They need to follow his step before. Yeah, go
Correct.
on.
Right. Right, man.
But the world is like this. Maybe people are just making dumb decisions all the time. I don't know. That's why it's called fiction, right? Let's go.
He had combed through the wreckage, but had no dialogue. I don't know where I'm at. So far, Alex had made no headway identifying the hackers. He had combed through the wreckage, but had dislodged nothing of interest. I need a finer tooth comb, he knew. His next task would require a proprietary forensic algorithm
tool to scan for specific artifacts unique to the missing manuscript. Forensic algorithm tool to scan for specific artifacts unique to the missing manuscript. Keywords, concepts, names. But to do that, he needed to talk to Faulkner. Or he realized I could call Catherine Solomon directly. PRH protocol prohibited that call. PRH must be the publishing house. Yeah, the publishing. Penguin Random House.
Yes.
Yeah. Requiring all communications with authors to flow. I'm struggling to speak. I don't know why.
Exclusively through each author's editor. The trusted soul who had learned how to navigate the writer's quirks, eccentricities, and insecurities. Screw it, Alex thought. Not only was it critical that he learned more about Catherine's book, but he believed Catherine had a right to know that someone had targeted her manuscript, especially if it meant she might be in personal danger herself.
That was from the beginning.
With that in mind, Alex accessed Catherine Solomon's author's file, located her cell phone number, and dialed. Faulkner had mentioned Catherine was in Europe at the moment, meaning it was early morning for her, but if Alex woke her up, she'd stand. Yeah, I thought Catherine Solomon's in Prague.
She is in Prague.
That's
her house number.
Settle bell. Catherine's cell phone rang 4 times and went to voicemail. Damn. He left her a brief message introducing herself and asking if she would please call him immediately. He hung up
and tried Faulkner's cell phone. Nothing. It was then that he recalled Faulkner mentioned that Solomon was traveling with another of his authors, Harvard Professor Robert Langdon. also in the PRH database. Alex thought, deciding it was worth a try. He accessed Langdon's file and called the cell phone number as well. Langdon's line didn't even ring. It went straight to voicemail. Alex hung up, feeling suddenly very alone. Alone.
Mm-hmm.
Where the hell is everyone?
And
He said the word, I'm
killed.
just... But did you notice at this point that most people are isolated now?
Mhm.
They've been... But that's a...
Sorry, I'm
it's-
going to take a break and tend to
Your
her
back
ears.
must be...